Okay, cleaning out the beds, actually adding to this bed. This is a new raised bed. Out here trying to get everything cleaned up from the winter. Just finished getting all the dead plants out. Really, I threw the dead plants over into here and just kind of ruffling up a little bit, get some air movement, get some more, get it mixed up from where we had all the rain. And I went and bought some stuff from the store. I just got a kind of a mixture of things that I could pour in my new bed here. I had went and got dirt you can see that we had from our place, but the problem with that dirt, you can see it's got some clay in it. It sets up really hard, and it makes it difficult for roots. And it, so I wanted to have some good organic material to go in there with it, and so that's what I've done. This isn't perfect. I'll just tell you this. This is just wood. We had a cousin actually took it from their porch, and I know it's got stuff on it, but it's what I have, and because money's short right now, this is what we're going with. I have a couple of more boxes that I want to create, that I want to make. I really would like to start doing in cedar, but I just looked at the cedar prices, and this old girl don't have the budget for it. I'm on tight budget this year. I've got my buckets cleaned out, and I've got to get some more soil in those. If you have been following me or you watched any of my videos, last year I did potatoes in these. I had wicking tubes, you can see right there, that lay down in the bottom with organic material, and then you have these PVC pipes that help with watering in the summer. My potatoes made, but I had a lot that did not. I don't know if it was the potato seeds. I don't know if it was the depth of the soil, if it was me not putting enough soil, or if there wasn't enough drainage. It was pretty soggy on bottom when I dumped them over. I did get a harvest out of them. So this year I'm going to try it one more time the same way. A little bit more soil to start out with. I'll put some more soil in this, but I drilled a hole in the bottom of each tube this year, not just a hole as you see on the side. Every bucket has holes on the side. See, here's, I don't know, about 6 inches up. I planted spinach before we had the big freeze. They had just started coming up, so I covered them with a shower curtain that's clear. It was an old shower curtain we have that I just keep around, and it's clear. I put that over it, those PVC pipes I had sticking up so it wouldn't just smush it down. And surprisingly enough, to my amazement, my spinach made it through the freeze, and now we've got little baby spinach leaves beginning to develop. I'm excited. You can tell that the chickens got in there and kind of scratched it, so we just have little sections of it here and there. I put this temporary wire up. It looks bad, janky, but I got to keep the chickens out until I can get my garden fence built. I'm cleaning out my pallets. This is where I had some pepper plants. I did a real good last year with the cayenne pepper in the pallet. So this year I'm going to try to do more than one cayenne pepper plant. I had never planted cayenne pepper, and it did really well. I dried a bunch of cayenne pepper out, and I've got a little shaker full that I'm using now. In these pallets last year I had tomatoes. I have some videos where you can see that I cut the pallet out and planted tomatoes. Got a pretty good crop of Roma tomatoes. I think I want to plant more this year so we can have more salsa. This right here is cilantro, and so is this. This is a cilantro plant that I bought, but this is cilantro seeds that I had saved from the year before. I did a video on that, and there they are. Now the freeze obviously doesn't kill the cilantro. Got a few weeds in here with it. I think the chickens have been in here pecking when the seeds were in it. But it came up, and I'm happy with it. I've been using some of it. So that's my cilantro. These poor things. This is why I've got to get my garden. I had planted these and cabbage broccoli and cabbage this year, and the chickens tore them up. And so I put this over it to try to help with the chicken issue, but then the freeze, it's just not worked. You can see that's a hot mess. So I got to clean all this out. Not real sure what I'll put in here this year. Carrots did pretty good. I may just do root plants here. I don't know. I have my other pallet here. I'm about to amend the soil, kind of mix it in. I've got some wood ash in there. There's black mulch in between. That's just in between to keep the weeds out. And then the cardboard to keep the weeds out. It's ugly. It looks horrible, but it actually helps. This area this year, I'm going to attempt to use cattle panels. I have some sitting there. And I'm going to do a cattle panel trellis. And I'm hoping to grow cucumbers and whatever I can get to vine on the cattle panel this year. That's my goal this year, is to get my garden fence up. This area, I'm going to go further out this way, and I'm going to come out with some good fencing. Go a little bit further out from here, not much, so I can have a little bit more raised beds, and then come back around to this fence. This is just all temporary. I wanted to make sure that the raised bed, look at that. This is what it looks like when you're trying to clean up, like you're not trying to clean up. I just wanted to make sure the temporary bed, the beds were going to work here. I didn't want to build a permanent fence if this was not a good place. This has ended up being a pretty good place. It gets lots of morning sun. It gets daytime sun. This is actually the east. And then it gets a lot of daytime sun. And then I have these, we call them the Christmas trees because that's what they are, but they're like cedar trees that kind of help filter some of the west sun that is so hot here in Texas. It just gets so hot. So it's really been, I think, a good place for the garden. My goal is to just get more raised beds built and maybe take the place of the pallets. The pallets are going to work for me right now until I can just gradually add more raised beds. So this is just trying to get things ready. I've got some onion sets I need to put out. My potatoes are inside. The eyes are popping out. Valentine's Day, that weekend, I'm going to try to get potatoes in my buckets and potatoes in the ground. I'm going to try this section. My whole issue are these chickens of mine. It's just, I've outgrown my little setup, but I'll figure it out. This old tub right here leaks. Can't really use it for watering for the animals and trust it. So I may end up using this as a raised bed as well at some point. My problem is the soil. Getting enough soil that's good to put inside. I do put a lot of organic material on the bottom and limbs and logs and stuff to kind of help. But it's still a challenge for me to find enough soil without buying it. And I just end up having to buy it, and that stuff's expensive. But my hope is that over time I can just keep the soil, amend it, put the natural things in it to help it. And then maybe this won't all look like this. It'll look better, and just build it as I go. So it's that time of year. Get out, start planting. This year I'm going to try to document my plantings, and when I plant, draw out on a piece of paper what the garden area, what I want it to look like, what it does look like, and just do a better job than I did last year. And last year I did pretty good for the first time. So don't be discouraged. Get out there. It makes you feel good to finally just get up and get out, and it's not so cold. These are old gourds pumpkins that were thrown out. I need to move or they'll be vining up. Maybe I should just grow those. All right, you have a great week. It's Thursday. We're going into the weekend. The weather's really nice after a long, nasty freeze and then just weeks of rain. But we appreciate the water. You got to be thankful the ponds have filled back up. We actually had logs float up out of the pond and land over there. So we're going to get those out and cut them up for some firewood. Looking forward to the Super Bowl in a few weeks, and then that season will be over and it'll be time for gardening. All right, have a good one. Get out, plant something, set a goal, reach it, don't give up. If you fail, get up, dust off, and try it again. Have a great day.